and welcome to Talking Schmidt. I'm your host, Eric Schmidt.
Hello, I'm Greg Burmeister.
And man, it's been a little bit, Greg.
Yeah, it's been.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been
almost a month.
About a month.
So, and you might be saying to yourself, "Well, you lazy bastards! You know, you guys only have to work like once a week. It's not like it's not like you're working very hard to put this out. You're gonna need a month-long vacation from this."
Hey, we're both busy.
That's true. Yeah. And I got real busy because I was hospitalized a month ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, I'll spare details because you'll be happy I spared details.
Yeah, you might not want all the details.
Yeah, we might have to put like a warning on this one.
Yeah,
so I'm just not going to explain in detail what happened, but all listeners need to know is that some things look scary for a little bit. And now they're okay. Everything's okay.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah.
I'm better. I think I'm better off now than I was before.
That's good. So I don't want to say it's good that it happened.
No, it's quite bad that it happened.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you're better.
I'm better. I'm 100%. I feel better than I did before. I just because before we get some emails about it, it was not drinking related. So there you go. I know. I know Vegas had that up top cause.
That's always everyone. I mean, almost exactly a year ago, I was in the hospital.
Also not for drinking.
Yeah, exactly. And that was everyone's first. I posted a picture of myself in a hospital bed, and they were like,
"Did you party too hard,
brother?"
But no, I'm doing good. I will say too, I want to thank everyone at Mount Sinai on the east side, Upper East Side. Everybody there was great. But I gotta say, the hospital itself, and maybe hospitals themselves in America, and the system we have, it's not great. like everyone that worked there was awesome, really truly kind and very helpful. But the hospital itself just seems like it's a little outdated.
Sounds like Italy. I have a friend who was just in Italy a month ago and broke her foot and had to go to an Italian hospital. And she sent me pictures of it, and it looked like it was from the 1960s or 70s.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's just emergency rooms. Because that was what I was dealing with.
Oh, and that's what she... Yeah,
maybe just emergency rooms. They're you're just kind of there. It's supposed to be as an in-between before being admitted, and maybe things get nicer for you.
I'm sure if you're in the ICU or something.
Yeah, exactly. The emergency room was in the basement of this hospital, so no windows. Yeah, and so it was, it's a little I don't know how you're expected to find a reason to live if you're down there.
I wonder if they have some kind of underground driveway that ambulances go.
Oh, maybe.
Because otherwise it seems like it'd be difficult to, if there's an emergency situation, to have to go down.
Yeah, and I wasn't in a bad enough situation that they knew they had to put me in a hospital room, so I just spent the night in the emergency room.
Oh, no.
So no walls, just the fucking curtain situation.
Did you see any other weird emergency situations?
It's the most depressing thing. You not only see it, you hear it, and then you don't know what the hell's going on. I did overhear the dude, there's a guy next to me, he didn't have anything too gruesome going on, but one of his friends came and visited him, brought him a breakfast sandwich, and then they were one of them was Obama's from India, right? And the guy was no, Uganda, and I'm like,
what? What is this, 2008?
Yeah. What are you idiots talking about? Oh my God. It was yeah. So anyway, interesting characters up there at the emergency room. But again, I want to stress the doctors, the nurses, everybody was really, personally, they were all great.
That's good.
But could stand to improve the hospital a bit.
Yeah, especially the emergency room.
Yeah.
Last time I was at the emergency room, there was a kid next to me just screaming uncontrollably, and they have the curtains so you can't see what's going on. And I asked somebody what was wrong with this kid, and they were like, "Oh, he got a peanut stuck in his nose." Why are kids snorting peanuts these days? Come on.
Oh, you got to snort something smaller than that, kids.
Yeah.
Greg, I noticed you have a toothpick. Is that one of those? Is that one of your patented flavored ones?
It is. I
love those things.
Yeah, I just recently got back in another toothpick phase.
Yeah,
I tend to go through
tough.
These. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want to go bully some people after this?
Let's do it.
Okay, we'll go out on the streets, bully some people.
I'll put my sleeveless leather vest on.
Yes. Might be a little hot for that today.
True.
Speaking of which, it's hot as fuck. Listeners, I want to share this with everyone. I know I look professional, but I am wearing shorts.
Look at that,
today.
some sport shorts.
Yeah, some sport shorts. But Greg's actually wearing nothing. If he stood up, we'd have to pixelate it.
Yeah,
but so it's hot, man. It's been hot. It was a heat wave last week.
Oh man, last Monday and Tuesday it was just. I was outside for 1 minute and I was just covered in sweat.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I checked in on my elderly neighbors, made sure they weren't voting.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, especially.
I had a heat stroke. I was.
You just stay inside, old folks. But yeah, so Tuesday, last Tuesday, election. Well, not the election. It's not the election. It was the Democratic primary, Republican or not Republican, Democrat primary for mayor.
Yeah.
It featured Andrew Cuomo, former governor.
Yep.
Zohran Mamdani, those are the top two.
Yep.
And then Brad Lander and a few other folks were running. Mm-hmm. I was quite pleased because I ranked Zohran Mamdani number one. And then I did not rank Andrew Cuomo. And man, he really trounced him. He beat him by a lot. Zohran won by like 10 points.
By that. Yeah. Usually those types of things are much closer.
And usually establishment guy, with all the money, usually wins.
It's like, usually in those cases, nobody else really has a chance.
Right. So, but I was quite happy with the results. I went and watched at a watch party, which was cool. I went with friend of the podcast Davidson Boswell, friend of the podcast Catherine Zini, friend of the podcast Ian Hunt.
Very nice.
Ian came by later because he was working that night. But yeah, it was super fun. And man, the energy. I was just like, I hadn't felt anything like that maybe ever in my life because I don't know, I wasn't until Obama 2008. I don't think I was that big of a fan of anyone.
Yeah, that's how I generally am with most politicians.
Right, which is fair.
Yeah.
But so but I really liked Obama. But I was living in Alabama at the time, so not a place where a lot of people shared my enthusiasm for Barack Obama.
It's fun to be around people who share your interest. It's like watching sports.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But also, I was out late. I was out working on a student film that I was in, and it was just with a very small group of people, and we were working kind of late on it, and this is before, well, it's not really before Twitter, but it's I didn't have Twitter on my phone, and I don't think anybody else really did either.
Yeah.
And so there was not really a way to check. So what, and they called that race real early. I got home and it was already done. So I didn't get that, that opportunity to be oh, this is a big celebration. We're all very happy about this. And then, by 2012, I think I just watched the election results that night at home and just was okay, well, that's that. Turn it off. Because I wasn't that excited about Obama the second election. I voted for him on the Working Families Party line, not on the Democratic Party line, because I haven't voted on the Democratic Party line since 2008.
Yeah.
So, which is a great option for people who live in New York to not vote for a party that kind of sucks.
Yep. Seems like the second time around usually isn't quite as exciting. Like with Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe Brandon.
Brandon.
Well, he didn't end up running a second time.
Yeah, I know. Everyone is pumped the first time, and then fast forward 4 years, everyone's we actually don't want this guy.
Yeah. This is no good. Yeah. So anyway, so Mamdani wins. I really like him. I feel like, and I could be totally wrong about this. But I do feel like this is a rare opportunity to beat back the influence that the super rich have on this city. To I don't know, do something for the working people, for people who have less than $1 million. I just feel like it could be a potentially good thing. Now, totally possible I'm wrong. Willing to admit that.
That was my first. I saw everyone celebrating, which is great. I'm just happy my friends are happy.
Sure.
But I gotta wait and see what actually happens.
Well, I mean,
as with most elected.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna see unless he wins and is the mayor, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But I mean, I just feel like of all the people that are running, and I'm pretty sure Cuomo is going to still be running.
Yeah.
And then
he's got nothing else to do.
yeah, right. What's he going to do? Eric Adams and Curtis Lewa. By the way, Curtis Lewa, the Republican candidate, lives on my street, and it's the saddest thing.
No way. I didn't know that.
Yep, it's the saddest thing. He's the only person who has this Curtis Lewa sign. It's just him. It's his place.
It's hilarious. I gotta be honest. I didn't even know that guy was still alive.
Oh, he's gonna be so sad when he sees this. But anyway, yeah. So probably not gonna vote for him.
You don't like his little hat?
No. This may be ignorance to what New York was like in the 80s and 70s when he started that group.
What were
Angels, the Guardian Angels.
Yeah, that's right.
Guardian Angels, not Charlie's, Guardians.
Yes. I was trying to think of the old Always Sunny episode because they do a spoof. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great. Well, so now maybe I think it was maybe a good thing at one time because it was largely people of color riding around their neighborhoods looking out for folks on the subway. And I think what it has become is like cop rejects. White cop rejects.
Still want to have some kind of authority.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you...
Fake authority.
I'm like, what are you going to do, man? You can't even run. You can barely walk.
It's like they're like community service officers.
Yeah.
Like the guys that look like cops but don't have a gun.
Come on, man. This is ridiculous. So I think now it's just become like an excuse for racists to go around harassing people. So, by the way, if you are more knowledgeable about that than I seem to be, which again, willing to admit I'm wrong here, send us an email. Let us know. Be like, hey, actually, it sucked from the beginning. It was also shitty then. Totally fine. But anyway, yeah. So I'm excited about it. I think he. I just, of all the people running, I think he's the one where you're going to have the best chance to see some real change from the status quo, from the system that only benefits the very rich. So, and I hope I'm right. And I hope he wins as a result. As a result of me being right, I hope he wins.
Yes.
Yeah, man, don't do the math. Also, Greg, I've been involved in local politics for like a month now.
Yeah, you're like officially involved, not just like everyone else who complains on social media.
Right. So let me tell you about two of the things that I've got to vote on my community board that were the most substantial and the things that got most people mad at each other. Which was very exciting. Very exciting.
Love to see those things.
I didn't chime in. I was like, this is my first couple. I'm not gonna speak on the microphone.
I'm gonna go hit the refreshments table while you
vote
guys
and leave. Yeah. I'm gonna vote and get out of here. So anyway, what one of the things was they. I guess bike lanes, and you may have an opinion about this, Greg. So bike lanes, if you run a red light, if you commit a minor infraction on a bicycle, it used to be they just gave you a ticket. And you could hopefully pay the ticket. But then what they started doing was they started doing police summonses, meaning you had to go to court for a bike infraction. Now, maybe that's not that polarizing of an issue, but what has started happening is immigrants, whether they're legal immigrants or illegal immigrants, are getting abducted by ICE when they go for their bicycle infraction downtown. So it's become quite a larger issue than just like, how much of a pain in the ass should we be to these bicycle people? And so I voted that it should not be a police summons. It should just still be tickets.
Yeah, because I feel like I've gotten tickets for running a red light in my car. And they just sent me a bill in the mail or something.
Sure.
So bicycle seems, if they don't do it for cars, why would they do it for?
Now, that said, I understand the fear. I live in a neighborhood that's an older population. You got a lot of people 65 and over in that neighborhood, and they're a little freaked out by the bikes that go whizzing by up the avenues. Now, first thing I would say is pay a fucking attention, idiot. No.
I've almost been hit by so many bikes because like I have the right of way to cross the street and they just come flying by. So.
I will say the only times I've ever had close calls have been because I accidentally walked out there when I shouldn't have been. So like I understand though that they absolutely run the lights for sure. Like there are people on bikes who are not good,
it's
nice.
Always the delivery guys, like the Grubhub and
yeah. I'm glad you bring that up. Okay, so like we are kind of inflicting that on ourselves. People who use those apps all the time and then complain about like it's a system we created. Like
because these people need to deliver the food within a certain window.
Right. Like it's our demand culture that has created potentially dangerous situations and nuisances to the public. So like, I try to not use them. I try to like set it up that I'll go pick it up if I'm using like Seamless or Grubhub or something. I also try to not use Amazon. I try to support like local stores. Now, you don't have that luxury as much as I do. Like I live in a much more densely like stored neighborhood, like
store heavy.
Like it is 2 blocks to the hardware store or 1 block. Like it's just like there's so much I can just go out and grab without having to order it. And so and again, like I understand that's not the case for everybody. I'm not trying to say everybody should try to do the same thing with regard to that. But like for people in my neighborhood who complain about it, it's like, yo, just walk to the fucking store, man. Like,
exactly.
Like you can inflict some change here. Inflict, not the right word. You can cause. I'll figure it out by next episode. So anyway, so that was one, and then the other one, which I thought was interesting, was there's like this petition. I guess they want to or they want to have buildings that have over 50 units. They want to be given a space outside, like the front door, that is meant to be clear at all times. Like one parking space for just purely loading and unloading. Like people getting out of cabs, Ubers.
Also, if you have 50 people, probably more, since I'm assuming more than one person lives in each unit, there's probably a lot of moving in and out too. It's like U-Hauls and things like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I voted for that. I think because I think it's a good idea. Mostly because. Again, it gets that car out of the way, so it's not double parking anything. It's
not blocking the entire road.
Yeah, you're allowing for, and also, I mean, it's kind of dangerous getting out in that situation, in a double park situation, especially if you're on the passenger side. So, it's a safety issue, and all you're losing is 1 parking space per building of 50 people. That's all you're losing. So, but the people who I think are most against that, because, like, I mean, would you agree that sounds like a pretty good idea?
I would like that outside my building.
Like, you only have 5 or 6 units.
Exactly. Because every time I take an Uber home, it's the same thing. We park right in the middle of the street, and I have to.
And you got bikes too. Going by,
exactly.
So, so I voted for that. But I think the people that are most against it, I'm guessing, are car owners in the neighborhood that are like, we can't afford to get rid of.
People who live in that building who have a car.
Which, like, but also you would think if they live in the building, I mean, like, you must have neighbors that are old that you can be like, oh yeah, maybe they're not driving a car anymore. Maybe the safety of that individual is a little more important than one fucking
it's
space.
One spot.
Come on. It's kind of crazy to me. And also, like, I mean, I've driven a car before. I've been a car owner before. I've never owned one in the city, but like, I do feel like one of the best things about New York is not having to have a car, and that we have all this infrastructure that allows you to not have a car. Now, I think we should invest more money in that infrastructure because it does suck sometimes.
It's always the worst.
But I think we need to be less focused on taking care of people who own fucking cars, like you're clearly got enough money for a car, figure it the fuck out, like pay for parking, dickhead. Like, Jesus Christ.
one parking spot is not gonna
right. So anyway, so those were the two big things that I voted on this week. What was the third thing we were going to talk about today, Greg?
Movies.
Oh my God, it's summertime.
It's a great year for movies.
Hollywood's biggest night. Us talking about it on the podcast. So what have you seen recently, Greg?
I saw the new Ballerina movie with Ana de Armas.
That's based on the John Wick.
Yep, it's in the John Wick world.
Okay, did you like it?
I loved it.
How many bags of popcorn?
It was great. I'd give that 5 bags of popcorn.
5 bags of popcorn.
Oh.
That's a perfect score.
Yeah, 5 bags, fully loaded to the top. Plenty of butter, not too much salt.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to cut down on that. Probably the butter too. But are you on Letterboxd?
No.
You should get on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be the social media for you. I think that's where you'd really thrive.
Yeah,
really.
I really should. I see other people's Letterboxd things, but I've never used it.
I just got on there and it's great. It's like, it's, there's none of that, like, there's no FOMO that you get sometimes with social media. There's no like, oh, that person's being a dick, bragging about whatever they did. It's just people being like, I liked this movie or I didn't like this movie. Now, I will say I was accidentally filled with rage against friend of the podcast, Casey James Salengo.
Oh no!
So what you do is, if you like a movie, you give it a heart. Or that's what you're supposed to do anyway. And then you also can give it an amount of stars, and then you can also write a review if you want. So I was looking through what Casey had rated on his, and I mistook his heart for just that he just gave some movies 1 star, and they were like classic movies. I was like, you only gave Jaws 1 star? What are you, a fucking idiot? Like,
it was just the 50th anniversary of Jaws too. I watched it in honor of that.
Oh, did you go to a theater?
Nah, I just watched it.
Just watched it here at home. Well, you got a nice big TV, so that's like being there.
It worked out.
Yeah. So anyway, it's important before you, if you're thinking about getting a Letterboxd yourself, make sure you understand that and just aren't filled with rage against one of your friends because you think they only gave one of your favorite movies 1 star.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So I'll know if you start an account to be like, okay, Greg likes that movie.
Yeah, he
did. Greg friend. We can be okay there. Yes. But yeah, it's okay. So what was the name of it again?
Oh, Ballerina.
Ballerina.
Yep.
Pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. I also saw it 28 years later.
How was that?
It was okay.
3, 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
2.5 things of popcorn. Okay. Well, so okay, so let me tell you what I've seen. I went and saw The Godfather for the first time on the big screen.
Yeah, classic.
Pretty good. It gets a pretty good from Eric. That's how I rate
1
things.
star on Letterboxd.
A scathing review. Fantastic movie. It's totally. I understand why everyone says it's like
hype.
Yeah, I get it. And I do. I mean, I think it's usually rated the second best movie of all time behind. Rosebud,
Citizen Kane, yeah.
Which I have never seen on the big screen and probably owe that a rewatch to accurately say whether one is better than the other.
That was, I believe, the first movie to ever show a ceiling.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because with like film sets, it's usually just like lights,
right.
But they actually showed the ceiling.
That was interesting. You took a long pause there. I thought you were going to say it was the first movie you ever saw, and I was like, wow, what a movie to show your like 3-year-old. Like your parents are real film buffs. Sit down, Greg. We're watching Citizen Kane. So I went and saw The Godfather. That was great. And then I went and saw Apocalypse Now for the first time, also on the big screen. Great movie, not as good as The Godfather. Obviously, I don't think it's too scandalous of a take on that. But great movie, wonderful on the big screen. And I saw the original 1979 version, not like because since then they've put out like director's cut, redo, all this
extended,
shit. Yeah. Which like it's already like 2.5
that is a long movie.
So I'm good. I don't need any more of this. Also, man, just so funny. They're clearly trying to hide how fat Marlon Brando is, because like that character's not supposed to be a portly fellow. And he showed up to set, I guess, just like fat, hadn't read the book, Heart of Darkness, didn't know his lines. They were just like, what the fuck, man? So, but I thought he gave a pretty good performance. Robert Duvall, I felt, really stole the show in that movie. Fantastic, though. Really good film. So it gets a pretty good.
Pretty good.
Have you seen Godfather?
But it's been a long time. Okay. I'll have to rewatch that.
What about
I actually have not seen Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
Never.
Well, I don't know if it's still
seen it.
I don't know if it's still showing showing at Film Forum. That's where I saw it, but it might be. It would be worth going. Jeff Garlin was in the audience when I went.
No way.
Yeah,
big fan of Jeff.
From Curb. Yeah. He was by himself, but seemed to enjoy the movie. And it was very nice talking to people that came up to him.
Yeah.
So, Jeff Garlin. At first I was like, wait, is he associated with this movie? Like when I saw him like waiting to go in, I'm like, is he about to like give a speech?
Yeah, do some kind of like promo thing.
Yeah, like was he one of the troops or something?
He's doing a Q&A afterwards.
I was an extra in this movie. First job I got in Hollywood. But I checked the IMDb. He's not in that film. Yeah. So anyway, here's something that I'm excited about, Greg. And maybe you share your excitement with these.
Yes.
I'm really excited to see Naked Gun.
Oh, me too, with Liam Neeson.
Maybe we go see that together.
Yeah, I really want to see that.
Yeah, it's coming out in a couple months or a month. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I love all the marketing they've done for it. That picture, that poster that is like not made by AI, but it's clear, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm really excited about this Aronofsky movie that's coming out called Caught Stealing.
Oh,
have you heard about this?
I've heard of it. Yeah,
Or Caught Stealing.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about it. But
well, so I haven't either. I watched the trailer, and it seemed pretty cool, pretty rad.
Yeah, I like Aronofsky.
Sure.
So.
And but what happened? One of my friends worked on that movie, and he hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, they're selling a bunch of the clothes." So I went down there and I got a bunch of shit for cheap. Like literally, this shirt is probably in that movie somewhere. These shoes, I think actually Austin Butler wears these, like not just like this pair. Like that shoe
was on
Austin Butler.
Foot.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm excited about that movie just because I might be sitting there in a bunch of the clothes from it as we watch.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And then coming out a little bit later than that, maybe in the fall, I think, is the Bruce Springsteen film. I'm pretty excited about.
Nice.
I imagine you don't share my enthusiasm for
Nah, not so much.
But you usually do like, can you think of a like music biography movie that you liked that you maybe didn't like the person's music going in?
Oh, interesting.
Like there was the Cash one, there was the Ray Charles one.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Queen one, the Bohemian Rhapsody, but
I imagine you like.
I love Queen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But are there any that you can think of? I mean, there was the Elton John one, but I imagine you also pretty much like Elton John.
Yeah, I can't think of.
Are you a big country guy? Did you like Johnny Cash before the movie came out? Or?
Yeah. Okay.
I've
always liked Cash just because he's not twangy country.
Sure, yeah, outlaw. Yeah, I heard someone try to be like, he's more folk than country. I'm like, folk influence for sure, but definitely country music.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, if you think of something, we'll add it to the episode later. We'll do a
we'll splice it in, re-upload it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Any you're excited about besides those?
Yeah, actually, I'm excited for. I really want to see the new F1 movie that just came out last week.
Who's that? What is that?
Brad Pitt. It's a racing. I really like watching racing movies at the theater.
Racy?
Racing.
Yeah,
like
okay.
driving cars fast.
Not like pornographic.
No.
Not like showgirls or anything.
No.
All right, so F1. What else?
Brad Pitt, because I went to Ford versus Ferrari in the theater and just
never saw that one.
Oh, you should.
I'll add it to my watch list on Letterboxd.
Hey, there we go. I'll give it 1 star. Very good movie.
I thought you told me you liked that movie, Greg.
Come on. Also, the new Superman.
Oh, there's another Superman.
Yeah, James Gunn did that one. I'm excited for that.
Okay.
And the new Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World
comes out
in the Jurassic
week.
Park family of
Yes.
films. Yes. Do you think those have been good?
Not as good as the original.
Sure.
But, they still have Jeff Goldblum in them. So.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Good for you, Jeff. Did you see the... What's that guy's? Wes Anderson. Did you see the Wes Anderson movie?
Oh, not yet. I really wanted to go to it, and then they pulled it from my local theater, so I got to find... Oh, yeah, you saw it?
No, I heard mixed reviews.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And also I haven't liked a lot of his movies lately, so I'm just like, I'll just wait, watch that on a plane or something. Yep, I was right. This sucks.
Yep.
Let's leave that pause in earlier, by the way.
I like that.
So people are like, did my headphones just break? Okay, cool. Well, this has been a fun episode.
Yeah,
thank you,
very
Greg.
good. Yes.
And thank you, Eric. And thank you, the listeners and viewers. See you next time. Good night. Talking Schmidt is recorded at Burmeister Studios in
Astoria, Queens.
Opening music is by Greg Burmeister. Closing music is by
Greg Burmeister.
Our intern is Jason Travis. If you like what you've heard, please like, follow, and write a review for us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you didn't like it, please keep listening to it, but keep your opinions to yourself. If you really liked it, you can find bonus episodes over on our Talking Schmidt Patreon page. Membership is just $5 per month, and it goes a long way to buy us the equipment and bourbon we need. Thanks in advance, and hope you're doing great.